Welcome dear learners. Today we will talk on the course Object-Oriented Programming using CPP, that is COOP, from the third semester Computer and IF group. We are going to discuss on classes and objects from unit 2nd, and we will talk on multiple constructors in a class, constructors with default arguments and destructors. Myself Govind K. Yadav, lecturer in Computer Engineering Department from Government Polytechnic, Yavatmal. So let's begin. After watching this video, the learners will be able to write CPP program to create the given object using constructor. Learner will be also able to write a program to delete the given object using destructor in CPP program. Along with it, it will also satisfy one of our practical outcome number 10 from the curriculum, that is write a program to implement all types of constructors, constructor overloading with destructor. The prerequisites are: the learner should know the basic CPP programming syntaxes. He should know the concept of class and object, the knowledge of what is constructor, what are the different types of constructor in CPP is essential, and we will take one CPP compiler, maybe Turbo CPP or GCC compiler, to execute our programs. What is multiple constructors in a class? So as you are already knowing that CPP provides different types of constructor: default constructor, parameterized constructor, copy constructor. Overloaded constructors essentially have the same name, that is name of the class, and different number of arguments. In this, basically what we are going to do, that within a same program we are trying to use default constructor, different parameterized constructor likewise. So what will happen, that all the constructors will have the same name like the class name, but they will behave differently. That is called as multiple constructors in a class. A constructor is called depending upon the number and type of arguments passed to it. So when we are having multiple constructors in a class, so suppose there is class with the name test. So we are having one constructor with name test, another constructor with same name test, then next constructor again with same name test. So how will compiler come to know that which constructor to be executed at which time? So that will be decided depending upon the number and type of arguments passed to that constructor. And while creating the object, argument must be passed to let compiler know which constructor needs to be called. Okay, so let's begin with one example. We will start with hash include iostring as a basic header file for our input output purpose, then using namespace 3D, and here I am declaring one class. So here a student is having which parameter? So the most important are the student must be having some roll number, or the student is also having his name. Okay, so likewise we will take here variables for the class. So first variable will be the integer which represent roll number of student, and another will be the string which will represent the name of student. Then I am going to write the first constructor, that is the default constructor. Suppose this, in some cases, that when we are pre-registering the student and we are not knowing what are their roll number and what are their names. Okay, so in such case what we can do, we will take some default value, that is roll number should be 0, and the name will be, we will give one string, that is null. This will be the default values. Then when the student is, some student has filled the form and he has provided you his specific roll number and a specific name. So for that purpose I am using one parameterized constructor. So here I am passing student. First parameter will be integer r, which represent the roll number, and another one will be the string, suppose s name, student name, which will represent his name. So now let's initialize the variable roll number with our variable r, and name will be equal to student name. Clear? And then function, it will be the display function, void display, and this function will be used for the purpose of displaying the value of roll number and student name. So here cout, here we will say first roll number, it will be roll number variable, and then I am using one manipulator handle for the new line, and cout, here we will display the name of student, and it will be name, and again I am using new line character. Also again I am using manipulator handle for the new line purpose, and then I am closing the class. After that, main function, integer main, here we will create the object, and suppose s1 is a object about the default values, and student s2 will be the object where we are having the roll number as 11, and student name will be ABCD. Okay, so here you can see that for s1 object, which constructor will be executed? Here we are not passing any argument, so here first constructor will be executed. Okay, and for the another object, that is s2, we are passing two parameters, one parameter is integer, another one is the string. So for this purpose, which constructor should be executed? So the parameters constructor will be executed for that purpose. Let's check or confirm it by calling the display function. So s1.display and s2.display, and here I am writing return 0 for integer main. Here very basic programming in CPP. Just now save it and compile it. Here we will see if there is any error or warning. Program is still compiling, and here is the result, 0 errors and 0 warning. So now let's run it. Okay, so this 0 roll number and name null, it is for object s1, while roll number 11 and name ABCD, it is for object s2. Okay, so likewise this is called as the multiple constructor, because in a one program we have used more than one constructor. So this is the concept of multiple constructor, that by using multiple constructor you can use more than one constructor in a program, and depending upon what are the types of your arguments or what are the number of your arguments, the compiler will come to know which constructor need to be called. Then the next important point is constructor with default argument. Constructor can be defined with default argument. One example we have given, in which you can see there are two parameters are passed to the constructor. First one is the float x and another one is the float y. So here you can see that some default value is already assigned to the second variable. The actual parameter when specified overrides the default value. So when I am calling this complex constructor, if I am not giving any value for the second parameter, at that time it will be automatically taken as a 0. But if I am giving explicitly the value for second parameter, then that given value will override this default value. And the only rule is that the missing argument must be trailing one. That is, you can assign the value to the variable which should be the trailing variables, that is they are the last. You cannot write here that float x equals to 0 and then directly float y. That is not allowed. Okay, so let's understand this concept. Here we have already written some, and we will simplify this program more. So see here that this much program is there in front of you. Okay, here I am already having one student class with the variables roll number and name, and suppose we have taken some registration system in which we are taking two things from the student, that is his roll number and name. Sometimes maybe in hurry the student just mentioned their roll number and they forgot to write their name. Okay, so if such case arises, so at that time I am having the roll number, so I will just keep null value for their name. Okay, and that may be updated in future likewise. So here what I am doing, I am using only one constructor with two parameters. First parameter will be the roll number and second parameter is the student name. So I am using here the concept of default value for the constructor. So here I am assigning student name equals to null, it will be the default value. Okay, so now see what will be the magic. And here now let's see one student come S1, student S1, here student S1. That student was in hurry and he just specified his roll number 11 and forgot to write the name. Okay, so only one parameter is passed. Another student came, student S2, and this student was quite responsible, so he wrote his roll number 12 as well as also given his complete name like this, something PQRS. Okay, now we will call the display function for both. So S1 dot display and here S2 dot display. Okay, rest program is as it is. Save this, again compile it. So here we will see whether there is any error or warning. Okay, so you can see 0 error 0 warning, and now just run it. Okay, so see there, for first student what it has taken, the name was not passed, but we have given here as a default value that in case the name is not passed at that time, put it as a null, so that is null is assigned to the first student. And so that is seen in your output, that is null is assigned to the roll number 11 as a name. But for the second one, when we have explicitly specified all the values, at that time this default value is overridden by the explicit value, and that's why the roll number is 12 and the name is PQRS. There is one chances that it may lead to ambiguity if not written correctly. So what is the problem? If I am using one default constructor and I am again using one single parameterized constructor, and if I am applying the constructor with default argument for this single parameterized constructor, so when you will write the class name space variable, so compiler will be in the ambiguous condition whether to call the default constructor or a constructor with the default argument. Okay, so such case should be handled very carefully. The remaining section of the destructor we will take in the next video. Thank you very much.